twirl, twirl, and twirl.
Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Downtown Paphos. It's a truly spectacular evening indeed. The sun is setting. It's starting its exit from downtown Paphos, and it's going to start its ascent into downtown Cato, Australia, especially for the superstar known as Miss Helen. Now, we're going to go for a walk down the Paphos Promenade, but before we do, I'm going to introduce you to the most beautiful woman in the world, and her name is Miss Ochin Gracivia Labouf.
Hello, everybody. How nice to see you again and again.
What do you think of the weather?
The weather is absolutely wonderful, Mr. Paul. There is not that much humidity as it was yesterday. It was much
Stickier.
not that sticky as it was before, yesterday. And it's so fresh air, and I smell the sea. Sea is smelling somehow. Probably it's a salt and some fishes. This is what I smell. But I think that I'm in the wonderland.
We are indeed. We're in downtown Cato Paradise. We're going to go for a walk down the Paradise Promenade. Of course, for you and me, that's the Cato Paphos Promenade. And of course, we'd like you to come with us.
And actually, I was admiring the beauty of the cleanest water. The water is so clean, you can't even imagine. I was looking from all the sides, and the water is crystally clean.
It is indeed. Paphos has won awards for the clarity of its seawater and of course the spectacality and the beauty of its beaches. So if you're looking for a spectacular place to come for a holiday, whether it be a weekend if you're coming over from Tel Aviv, or perhaps a fortnight if you're coming from downtown Hartlepool, who knows, or perhaps even the rest of your life, feast your eyes and digest the beauty and the spectacality of the downtown Paphos Promenade, and of course Miss Ochin Gracivia Labouf. Look at that. You can even choose your seashell or your little pebble to take home as that little special gift as your memento from the island of love, which of course is Cyprus. Right, let's get on with it. Let's get down the Paphos Promenade. And in fact, there's a new addition. There's a new member of the crew. There's something extra special. And of course, Ochin Gracivia Labouf likes to go and investigate. So off you go, Gracivia.
Oh my
go and
goodness,
say Yassas Gumbaru to the giant panda. There we are. There's a giant panda. It's flown in especially for the summer season from downtown Cato, China. And there he is. What we're going to call him? Let's think of a name for him. He could be Bambuza or someone like that. Look at that. There we are. That's got to be a picture perfect for sure. Absolute legend in downtown Cato Paphos.
This panda is huge. It's so nice. People, if you've got any children with you, I'm not a child, and I'm admiring and I'm loving this animal. I know it's a person inside, yes, but so sweet, so warm heart. Bring your children and they have a fun.
It will indeed. Look at that. That's the new addition to the downtown Paphos Promenade. It truly is a spectacality of a sight.
I'm excited, the feeling, because it's, in order to stay that huge, I think it's still, if you go close, you understand.
I can hear him, yeah, he's got a mechanism in there that allows him to bounce around and pirouette and all those kind of things. So if you're looking for that special picture in downtown Paphos, well, this has got to be the place for you. There's no doubt that we're going to get a panda or two to do the chuchuchka dance down the Paphos Promenade one of these nights. Wow, absolutely spectacular. If you're looking for madness in downtown Paphos, well, this is the place for you. There's dancing, there's prancing, and they never know, there may even be a little bit of panda romancing in downtown Paphos. Wow, absolutely spectacular. Yes, sir?
I've seen him.
Have you? You must be mad, sir. How are you doing?
I'm staying in the hotel to give a
Are you?
Where are we staying?
And he's from Wales as well.
The Leonardo
Hello,
Cypriot.
how are you?
YouTube's
You all right? We did indeed.
with the
We
Leonardo
did, yeah.
Cypriot.
We did.
Did I?
And a little start. And you're from South Wales, obviously?
Yeah, South Wales.
Because I'm a Welshman.
Guy, I signed up to you.
Have you?
YouTube
Oh,
thing.
we'll pay him now. What's your name?
Andrew Carroll.
Andrew.
Andrew Carroll.
Carroll, what a
Like the
great
football
name.
player.
Yes, like a great
I
name.
signed up to your YouTube thing.
And this is your
The small
good
world,
lady
isn't it?
wife, daughter? Daughter, I
What
thought
was
so.
the
I thought he was a lucky man. But he is a lucky man. How are you doing? What's your name?
Angela.
Angela. And your name is?
Karis.
Karis. Good Welsh name. There we are. What's your name, sir?
Anthony.
Anthony. That's a good name as well, because that's my middle name. So that's a good name. Not actually a Welsh name, but it is a good name. It is a good name.
There's only video on it. As real people speaking. It's
This
nice
man's
to meet
excited.
you.
This
I
man's
never thought I
excited.
would have met you.
Yes, you did. Well, where are you from in South Wales? Where are you from?
The valleys.
The valleys. Abervale. One of these days we'll come and visit you.
Yes, you
Have a look at this. This is the new star attraction in downtown Paphos. He's a panda that wants to love everybody. And of course, on top of that, he'd like to love a couple of euros or two. That's for sure. There's a little advertising board over here. This shows you some of the previous places that he has been. And he really, really is a superstar. And all you got to do is drop a few euros in there, as you can see. In fact, we may come back and steal a couple of bob, because this man seems to be doing very, very well indeed. He's on a Panda road chip adventure. So one assumes he's traveling the world, and he's going to make some special memories for everybody. Everyone from Abervale wants to stay in downtown Paphos. There we are.
Forever.
Absolute legends on the downtown Paphos Promenade. Great to have met you, sir. Great to have met you.
buddy.
Hopefully we'll see you again. Thanks very much. Our love to the valleys, and we'll see you a little bit later. We're going to keep on going down the Paphos Promenade. That's the new attraction. And of course, that man is going to make a couple of bob or two. And don't forget, he's not going to be here for that long, because he's travelling around the globe. So make sure you give him a few bob. Recivi?
Just a minute. The panda is not panda as we understand. He wants to see himself.
I know he does. There we are. You never know. You might click the like, and he may even subscribe. You never know. And if, on that note, he may even go and buy us a coffee or two. So if you want to know how the channel is funded, click through to our About page, where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Very, very simple exercise as a thank you, as a tribute, as a salute. Or if you want a very, very special video made for you, one or two coffees, and guess what? If you're from Abervale, you might get a very, very special video for you.
The girl really thought that it's, of course she understands that someone inside, and she was so excited. I was excited, and I'm not a...
I was excited. I think even the panda was excited, to be honest. There we are. Downtown Paphos Promenade on a truly, truly spectacular evening indeed. It really, really is starting to warm up now. We're into the middle of June. July is coming and knocking very, very soon, which means the season really, really kicks off. And of course, these are the views of the beauty and the spectacality of downtown Paphos that you get to relish and enjoy when you are in downtown Paphos Promenade.
Mr. Paul, I think that it's the perfect temperature of the water to swim now, because the water is so crystally clear and it's amazing. And I think now in the evening it's even more warmer than in the day.
I think it is, yeah. I think the water, if you want to get those soothing and healing things from the salts and all the minerals that are in the water, well, go for a dip very, very early in the morning. Watch that, go see the booth. I think a little dog has done a poo-poo. There we go, and someone forgot to clean it up. Here we are, very, very busy. It's ramping up, the restaurants are getting busier. Of course, that sun's gone, Alan. It's going to wake you up very, very soon indeed. And of course, it'll be back all over again tomorrow, and it's going to cook us yet again in downtown Paphos. It really, really is. Spectacular country to come to, by the way. If you've not been to Cyprus, or if you have been to Cyprus, you've got to come again. It's something that gets into your blood, and people want to keep coming back and enjoying the friendliness and the beauty and the spectacality of downtown Paphos. Now, if you want a balloon, as this gentleman does, his littlies have been enticed, and here they are. Well, they bought a few, that's for sure. Look at that. They've bought 4 of the big flashy ones. This girl's made a couple of bob. And they're the cheaper ones. Those ones are €5, and the lighting up ones are €7. And as you can see, she's doing very well.
Of course, Mr. Paul, this is the earning of them. And again, I have to mention this.
Unfortunately, yes, the Gambari #1 is slipping again. We've mentioned this to them a few times. That's not a good sight. And of course, it is only 7:30 at night, so there's a lot of more rubbish going to be dropped around that bin. Where are the Gumbarus? Well, probably having a frappe and a cigarette or two. That's probably what they're doing. So someone's going to have to put a foot up their bottoms or employ some new ones. Who knows? We're now outside the Captain's Bistro and, of course, the Captain's View. Now and again, we're going to pop up to there because that is, well, one of the best restaurants in downtown Paphos, if you understand. And it's called The View for one very, very simple reason indeed. Feast your eyes and digest, as you can have a sup or two and perhaps chomp on a bit of fish and chips, or perhaps a meze or something like that. That's the view out across that blue Mediterranean Sea, and it's looking very, very blue today. The sea is blue, the sky is blue. Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue, so all it's actually missing is...
All is missing is you, of course you. So get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. Because all Cyprus, and especially me and Mr. Paul, are waiting just for you.
We are indeed. Come on down. It really, really is a great place to be, and you're going to get a great, great time. And if you're looking for us in and around the harbour and the kind of Paphos Promenade area, well, most days we're out here from around about 7:30, and you'll find us in one of the restaurants in the harbour probably till around about 9, or possibly, if someone's with us, till about 10 o'clock. If you see us, pop over and say hi. If you see us sitting somewhere, please pop over and say hi. If you don't, I'll get upset. Simple. Receiving? Yeah, yet again, there's a bit more rubbish in downtown Paphos. Yeah, very, very disappointing indeed. And as you can see, most of the people are trying to put the rubbish in the bin. But of course, the bin can't handle it. Where is that Gumbaru? That's what I'm saying. Now, one or two superstars left to go and have a little chat with. Let's go and see what's going on in their little worlds, because the first one on the block, his name is Mr. Constantinos. He's got one of the most beautiful wives in the world. Her name is Miss Christina, and of course they're, well, Katerina Christina, it's the same thing, isn't it? There we are, all the way from downtown Greece, and there she is. She's getting closer to him. She's a clever girl. She sits there and she gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and eventually gets into that pocket.
Take the money with
a foot. She is getting clever. She is getting clever. So she can actually pickpocket him with her toes. What does he do? Well, he's the man in charge of putting your name on a grain of rice in whatever language you want. You can have different coloured fluids, different coloured sands. There's all sorts of roses and flowers and trinkets to go in there. It can be for your cat, it can be for your dog, your auntie, your uncle, your wife, your girlfriend, or even your mistress. But if you want something unique and special, this is the place to come. And of course, if you want a true seashell, that's a shell from the blue Mediterranean Sea, and you want someone's special name on it, if you've got a love of your life called Miss Anna, our superstar, that could be the shell for you. So come and see him, choose what you want. He'll make it up in around about 20 minutes or so. So if you want 2 or 3, perhaps come and see him in the morning and pick him up at night. Average price around about 10 to 12 euros, and it normally ends with a ooh. There we are. Always ends with an ooh. It always does. That's a joke that goes back a long way to when we did a Chinese gentleman's name. 27 letters, and it ended with an ooh. Hold on. What are we going to show us?
To show you something.
Yeah. To that. So what language is that?
I write Chinese names.
Chinese names. So that's what he wrote today on the grain of rice.
But it's not 27 letters. Okay.
No. Can you say it?
I make.
What does it say?
I don't know.
You don't know. You haven't got a clue.
Just I make the.
So you made it.
I make.
Right. So that's clever.
And they say me beautiful.
Beautiful.
Chinese
There we are.
Say me beautiful.
So if you want it in Chinese,
exactly the name.
if you want it in Greek, if you want it in English, Russian, Georgian, Armenian, that's the man for you. He can copy whatever you've written. That's how it works, by the way. You write it or draw it, in that case, I suppose, and then he copies exactly what you've put down. Therefore, he cannot make a mistake. You were the one that made a mistake, should we say. Receiving a booth?
I think these sort of things are very, very helpful when you want to bring something to your country, to your motherland, to your friends, to your classmates, or just to your loved one. Because it's very helpful.
It's unique and special,
and
isn't it?
Unique because you can always say whatever you wanted. to be written.
Can be, yeah. It doesn't have to be your name, by the way. Of course, it can be I love you or something like that. Guess what? Mickey Mouse is in town as well. There he is. He's getting ready. He is a bit of a dwarf in front of the Panda. Picture opportunity, Chrissy, with the booth. There he is. He's waving at the crowds. Of course, his job is to get you to have a photo with him. And of course, you cross his palm with a couple of euros, and he gets to put his arm around you and feel like you're receiving the booth's rear end. There we are. He's a slim boy. He really is.
Boy, a girl, who knows?
He's a boy. He really is. He's nice. He's part of the Romanian mafia. Now, there's one man who's waiting to come onto stage. There's a legend in downtown Paphos. He's probably the most famous man in the world, and he's the man in charge of all of the international sea sponge sales for the Mediterranean. And there he is, Mr. Chris. How you doing, Chris? You all right?
Yeah.
Have you had a busy day today?
Very, very busy.
Very, very busy. See, I had a word with him. I said to him, stop lying to the people. He's the busiest sponge salesman in the world,
yes.
And he sells an awful lot of these to people who stop by and have a chat with him. And of course, sometimes I sit here as well and we have a chat and find out where you're from and those kind of things. If you're looking for Mr. Paul most days between 12ish and 3ish, you'll probably find me sitting next to the greatest Mediterranean sea sales spongeman in the world. And he's looking forward to opening a shop in a hotel in downtown Marmaris, but he's not looking forward to the electricity bill.
That's
the problem, isn't it?
That's
the problem. That's the problem. We've done a deal. He's going to come with us and he's going to open the shop. But I've told him he has to pay the electricity bill. The hand was shook, but what he forgot to ask was the bill for the shop or for the whole hotel? And guess what? It was for the whole hotel. So thank you very, very much, Chris.
Thank you.
I'll be a rich man eventually. There we are.
Definitely.
So if you want a special sponge, this is the place for you. But he's also branched out into other little bits and bobs. Big shells, small shells, shiny shells, locking away boxing shells, as you can see here. If you've got some special earrings that you want to lock away, that could be, or perhaps it could eat you. There we go. And also, on the very, very end here, if you're a lady from downtown Wales and your name is Rachel, well, guess what? There it is, especially for you. So don't hit Mr. Dave today. See? He had a word with us and we made sure that that one is especially for you. And the only way you can get it is by coming to see Mr. Chris, and the password is Rachel. Simple. Am I right?
Of course, I
Lovely.
will keep it there.
I'll see you at about 12 o'clock for my coffee.
Okay,
The things that I will do for a free coffee. Let's keep going. Down the Paphos Promenade, we've got one last superstar to see. And if you want to be braided, well, I'm telling you, this is the girl for you. Am I right?
The braiding is the most important thing. If you're coming on holidays and you want to be braided, actually, it's a very nice braid woman, and you're going to be very proud of your hair.
You are indeed. So if you want to be braided in downtown Paphos, all you got to do is make sure that she's not smoking, which she isn't today. Are you smoking? No, she's not smoking. Got a great smiles. After. So there we are. There's some of the examples. There's some of the previous victims, and there's some of the twines and all the different colours you can get to choose. And of course, you can move the beer mat, you can move the clippers, and you can plunge your hand in and choose various different beads. Some have got letters on, and you could write even I love Mr. Paul in your hair if you wanted. There's some of the previous victims. They've lived to tell the tale, and guess what? They're going to come back and do it all over again very, very soon indeed. That's the best braider in the whole of downtown Paphos. She's got a great smile, great personality. She's a legend.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Let's keep going and let's get the big goodbye from the most beautiful woman in the world. And of course, her name is Miss Ochin Krasivia Labouf.
I would like to thank you. Thank you thousands of times for your good hearts, for your lovely replies, for your attention and for your time, for every effort of yours. And don't forget, please, to come and see another of our madnesses. We loving you and kissing you from the bottom of our two.
There we go, downtown Paphos on a truly spectacular evening indeed. Let's let you look out into the abyss of the blue Mediterranean Sea. If you want to see the Paphos Harbour, well, you know what you do. Don't forget to come back for the next one. There she is. She's dancing, she's prancing. You never know if I'm very, very lucky.
I'm getting dizzy. What if I jump
Chuck.
and then Norris?
Well,
is not
Jackie
coming to
Chan
help
will
me.
be coming to town next week. Thanks for watching, and of course we'll see you again very, very soon indeed.